Pudge Rodriguez is in the starting lineup. The Rangers now tied for the wild card spot. They play the Minnesota Twins tonight, and yes, Ivan Pudge Rodriguez is the Rangers starting catcher. We welcome you to Texas Ranger Baseball. Along with Tom Grieve, I'm Josh Lewin. We have actually seen Pudge play against the Rangers now more than 40 times since he went away, first to Florida, then Detroit, and on. Now he's a Ranger again.
Yeah, it feels a lot different to see Pudge in that Ranger uniform. In fact, when you look down in the dugout and see him with that Ranger uniform on, talking to Rudy Jaramillo, almost feels like he never left. Pudge has been catching now for about 19 years, so he's not quite the same version of Pudge the last time you saw him, but he can still play. He homered against the Rangers in the game earlier. He still throws well. He's thrown out about 30% of the base stealers. And even though his numbers don't look Pudge-like, they look pretty solid for most big league catchers.
Well, and now he's a twice-a-week guy. He's okay with that. But we'll talk more about that dynamic moving forward tonight. There are other guys getting it done for the Texas Rangers, and they are just now emerging, some of them, like Julio Borbon, who's at the top of the lineup tonight. The Rangers in Minnesota are coming up next. Also by Jack in the Box, by Carter Blood Care, and by Southwest Airlines. Seems like old times, doesn't it? Thomas Wolfe was full of it. You can go home again. Pudge Rodriguez has done it. He'll be catching Kevin Millwood, a guy that he has swung the bat against before, but now he actually gets to catch Kevin Millwood, who's in search of win number 10 for the year. And a lot of excitement at the ballpark tonight as indeed Ivan Rodriguez is back in the fold. The Rangers in a wild card tie with the Boston Red Sox as we begin the proceedings tonight. Millwood deals the first one in on a 98 degrees summer evening here in Arlington. Denard Span, a .295 hitter. On the ground, Kinsler absorbs it, recovers, and throws out Denard Span. We'll show you the rest of the lineup. Minnesota with a win yesterday, now 57-62. They're 6.5 out in the Central. Span, Cabrera, and the amazing Joe Mauer. Jason Kubel, Michael Kadire, Joe Creedy. Justin Morneau is still out. Delman Young had a big night last night. Carlos Gomez and Nick Punto are the 8 and 9 guys for Ron Gardenhire. Scouting out Millwood, brought to you by the Dallas County Community College District.
Kevin's 9-7. His ERA 3.31 is still 8th in the league. 3 or fewer runs in 11 of his last 14 starts. And he's been terrific at home. 7-1 with a 2.46 ERA pitching in this ballpark. Kevin, in his last start against the Red Sox, had a start you don't see very often from Kevin. He walked 5 batters, still pitched 5 2/3, only gave up 1 run. He got a no decision in that game. First time this year he's walked 5 batters in the game.
Minnesota was kind of that patient last night too. Made it difficult for Scott Feldman. Cabrera bounces out. Joe Mauer coming up next. Now the Rangers with Murphy, Bird, and Hamilton in the outfield. Nelson Cruz getting close to being ready to play again. Young, Andrews, Kinsler, and Blaylock, and yes, Pudge Rodriguez wearing that familiar number 7. The other guy in this game wearing number 7 is worth talking about. Standing in there at the plate right now, Joe Mauer has a 15-game hitting streak. And that is not a soft 15-game hitting streak. It's not like he's got 16 hits during the 15 games. He's got 33 hits in 63 at-bats.
And as we saw last night, unfortunately, they're not all singles either.
No, he's got 7 home runs during the 15-game hitting streak, 2 of them last night.
He hit 1 to dead center. He hit 1 about halfway to the bullpen wall in the Twins bullpen in left center field.
Well, Mauer, who last year had 9 home runs total, is now up to 25 here in 2009, and he missed all of April. And did we mention he's hitting .383? Last guy to have a .380 batting average and 25 home runs in the month of August was Ted Williams, and that was 52 years ago. That's what Joe Mauer's got right now. Mauer making some contact, fouls it back. A good-sized crowd here tonight too. On a Wednesday night, the return of Pudge Rodriguez. And some playoff race baseball upon us. A little bit more on the power of Mauer for you. One of the bigger catchers that you're going to want to see. He's 6'5".
His slugging percentage at .653, his on base percentage at .458. Combine those, and it's over 1,100 OPS, on base percentage plus slugging percentage.
No one in baseball last year was over 1,000. Milton Bradley of the Rangers was closest at .999.
Which is why when you say you're looking at the best hitter in baseball right now, that's not an exaggeration.
So if you were starting a team, do you go Pujols or do you go Mauer?
I'd take Mauer in a second, just because he runs better and he plays a premium position. And that's with all the respect in the world for Albert Pujols. But
well, you can't go wrong taking either one.
I think you take the best catcher over the best first baseman. But if I had the second pick,
yeah,
I'm not too disappointed to get Albert Pujols.
Pujols has a slightly better slugging percentage right now, 675 to 653. But yeah, obviously catching is a premium position, and Mauer's a very good catcher. Up near first, and Blaylock waiting for it. 3 ground balls for Millwood against the Twins, a team who's never beaten. Julio Bourbon will be at the plate when we come back. Has the 118-game mark. Julio Bourbon has added a dash of excitement at the top of the order, hitting .480. And he is actually 9 for his last 12. Young and Hamilton, Bird and Murphy, Kinsler and Blaylock, and we mentioned Pudge Rodriguez is back. Elvis Andrews gets to hit behind him. And Scott Baker gets to face him. Baker, the Shreveport native, and he is already where Millwood would like to be at 10-7. Well, he's got a higher ERA than Millwood does, 4.54. We'll scout him out for you in just a moment. Here is the speedster, Julio Bourbon, and he's down a strike. Scouting report brought to you by the Dallas County Community College District.
Baker's having a nice season. He's 10-7. Third in opponents on base percentage. He's got really good control. Doesn't walk many batters, only 27 in 140 innings, and a good number of strikeouts. And Friday against the Indians, he pitched a gem, a shutout, 2 hits, no walks, 5 strikeouts. And we saw him here against the Rangers pitch a nice game. And really, if you go back to April, he was 0-4 after his first 4 starts with an ERA over 9. Since that time, he's 10-3 with a 3.75 ERA. Well, he's been a real solid pitcher after the first 4 starts.
He talked about how he took it to Cleveland. In fact, 2 of his last 3 starts have been against the Indians, and if you add those 2 starts together, it's 16 innings, 5 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts.
Wow.
He was mortal in the other start, though. Gave up 9 hits and 6 runs in 4 innings against Detroit. Maybe that's the version that the Rangers will end up seeing tonight. Former Oklahoma State Cowboy Scott Baker. And Bourbon is down on strikes. The Twins have to have a scouting report now that all but shouts, don't let Julio Bourbon get on, because he will steal second and even third. Bourbon and Elvis Andrews tag are the only players in the majors this year with multiple games of 3 steals or more. Not even Carl Crawford has done it. Jacoby Ellsbury hasn't done it. Elvis has, and Bourbon has.
Well, the Rangers over the last week or so have caught Brad Penny and also Carl Pavano, and both of those guys, while they're good pitchers, don't hold runners very well. And both Elvis and Julio were on base all game long against both of them, and they stole a lot of bases against both those guys.
Young taps out, and for the season now, the Rangers 113 bags. That's the most they've had since 1993. Third most in the big leagues right now. And yes, they're still hitting home runs too. They wouldn't be the Rangers if they weren't doing that. They're second in the American League behind the Yankees. Second in baseball, actually, behind the Yankees. But also third in stolen bases. That's a nice combo.
Sure is. When the homers aren't there, it's nice to have the opportunity to move some runners, steal some bases, and sneak some runs in that way too.
Power and speed.
Very nice.
And of course, pitching and defense is the other half of it. Rangers went from second to fourth in the league in ERA yesterday when they gave up the 9 runs to Minnesota, but considering last year they were 14th in ERA, fourth is not half bad. Hamilton down on strikes. Rangers didn't get the ball out of the infield in the first inning against Baker. There is no score at the end of 1.
Jennifer Woods, and she is with Big Brothers Big Sisters, and here to tell us about a great trip that you guys took courtesy of Southwest Airlines, Texas Rangers, and Fox Sports Southwest.
Absolutely. We had an opportunity to take 10 kids and their mentors to Houston for the day for the most amazing opportunity, once in a lifetime. All these kids never seen the ocean, never seen Houston, never seen the Johnson Space Center, and you know, Southwest Airlines and Texas Rangers rolled out the red carpet for us, and you know, amazing meals at nice restaurants, and really just helped to inspire some kids to just have a lot, you know, just have an experience that they've never had before. So Big Brothers Big Sisters is so excited about it.
They had the time of their life, and those who want to get involved, become a Big Brother or Big Sister. You see the information on your screen, so give them a call and log on. Appreciate it, Jennifer. Nice meeting you. Thank you very much. Josh?
Thank you, Jim. It's the Rangers and the Twins. We are in the top of the second inning. No score. Both pitchers, Millwood and Baker, they're right-handers, needed only 12 pitches in their respective first innings.
Josh, while we got a foul ball, we have a special lady to wish a happy birthday to tonight. Okay. Marcella Matthews is having a birthday. We understand that she loves Ranger baseball, watches as many games as she can. So Marcella, if you're watching tonight, happy birthday from all of us with the Rangers.
There's a foul off the bat of Kubel. And Pudge Rodriguez, not too long ago, was catching Nolan Ryan. Will now be trying to simply impress Nolan Ryan as Nolan has kind of moved on to a different role. Outside to Kubel, 2-2. 38 years old, Pudge obviously has, as they say, some skins on the wall. He has done some things in this game. The 1999 American League MVP in a Ranger uniform. Millwood strikes out Kubel.
Kevin, through 4 hitters, has been real sharp tonight. 14 strikes, 3 balls. And that was a terrific curveball that he threw Kubel. Got Maurer on a weak grounder to first with a good off-speed pitch. A good start to the game for Kevin right off the bat. And by the way Baker looked in the first inning, Kevin's going to have to be sharp to keep up with him.
Yeah. Kubel, by the way, back in the lineup after fouling a ball off his knee yesterday. Off speed is inside. See a breaking ball at 70. It kind of reminds you of the departed Vicente Padilla, who we have learned to sign with the Dodgers. There's a lot of talk that might happen as soon as Padilla cleared waivers. And apparently he will become a part of the LA Dodgers push into October. Millwood is the one Ranger who remains now, who's got any semblance of experience in a starting rotation. The only Ranger in the rotation with more than 50 starts in the major leagues. In fact, Kevin's had about 370 major league starts. Then you start looking at Feldman and Nippert and Holland and Hunter. That ball mashed into center field. Marlon Byrd is going to come on in and grab it.
Well, Padilla had a bunch of hits in last night's game. First time up, he lined a double in the gap and made a bid for the same thing, but he hit a little bit too close to center field. And Marlon got a good jump and made the play.
Seen a lot of Byrd in center and Hamilton in right. That was not the way it was positioned to start the year. It was the other way around. Now the batter, Joe Creedy. And Millwood zips a strike to the outside edge. Slowly hit near short. Elvis Andrews has got it. Another easy inning for Kevin Millwood. No score at the ballpark tonight. Byrd, Murphy, Kinsler, then maybe Blaylock and Pudge Rodriguez when we come back. No score, and folks, Saturday afternoons were made for baseball. This week, Fox brings you the National Game of the Week. Mark Teixeira leads the Yankees into Fenway Park to take on the Red Sox. You can check it out at 3 o'clock on Fox. It's Fox Saturday Baseball for you. We have just learned that the Rangers have been chosen to be part of Fox's Saturday coverage when they play in Baltimore on Labor Day weekend. So Tag, you got the day off on
Saturday. Okay.
Saturday, September the 5th. Marlon Byrd drills one. Right field. Short hopping out there for Denard Span.
Well, I wish you got that ball up in the air. That one would have gone over the Ranger bullpen. Marlon had a pretty good pitch to hit the one he fouled off and then got another one. Sometimes you don't get two good ones in each at bat, but Marlon took advantage of another pitch and drilled it in the gap. He was trying to throw that ball down and in. Instead, he caught the center of the plate. And after a good look at the fastball on the first pitch, he didn't miss the second one. That was a bullet over Span's head.
Marlon doubling up with Storm this year. Now Murphy take one foul down the right side. The aforementioned Baltimore Orioles have the leader in doubles. That's Brian Roberts at 45. Marlon clocks in the top 4 anyway. Baltimore's taking on Tampa Bay tonight, and the Rays, let's not forget about the Rays. They're in that wild card mix too. They're back to within 3 of the Rangers. And the Rays lead 1-0 tonight in the 5th.
Well, David had the right idea on the first pitch. It was a changeup to try to pull the ball on the ground to move that runner, but Baker made a good pitch on that one. David wasn't able to pull the ball, and a little fly ball to center field leaves Marlon still at second base. Got time for a shout out to Aiden Kegler. He's the son of Brian Kegler, one of our tape operators, working down with Kelly Donaldson tonight. Aiden broke his leg the other day, and he's watching the game on the couch, we're told. So Aiden, if you're on the couch and you can hear us, hope you get better soon. Best wishes from the Rangers and also from your dad.
Kinsler, almost a self-defense kind of bunt right there.
Yeah, you used the element of surprise to beat out a bunt, and so you're hoping you get a good pitch to bunt. Because once you've tried it, you've kind of alerted the third baseman to be on the lookout. And that just wasn't a very good pitch to bunt. I think as a hitter, a right-hand hitter, if you're looking to bunt a ball down the third baseline, you kind of like a ball down and a little bit away, so you can bunt it and be on your way to first base. If you have to step back to bunt an inside pitch, you don't get a very good start toward first base.
Kinsler's been hitting for power lately. If he chooses to swing, some good things have been happening.
Don't see that pitch. That may be a strike. I don't know, but you don't see it called very often.
Ron Culpa, your home plate umpire, says it is 0-2.
Generally, that pitch is called a ball because it's high. Sometimes our tracker will show that it actually was a strike. Ian was a little bit surprised to see that called a strike.
Ian's got 3 of the last 4 home runs that the Rangers have hit. And he's up to 26 for the year now. Looking like a 30-30 season is in the offing for Kinsler. 26 homers, 23 steals.
There's pitch 2, and according to our tracker, it actually was a little bit high. I think you'll see a high strike called a ball more than you'll see a high ball called a strike.
I get that. Can Denard Span get this with a dive? Yes, he can.
Boy, where that ball ended up, it ended up a lot closer to the infielders, and Nick Punto especially, than it did to Span, who makes a nice sliding catch.
Span had a look of a man who didn't realize he was going to have to run that hard first. Pudge Rodriguez moves on deck. Hank Blaylock steps in. The Rangers led off the inning with a double, but they have not been able to advance Marlon Byrd. It's a big night on Randall Mill and Ballpark Way. You got Pudge and you got Paul. You got Paul McCartney right down the street. And I'm sure they're all getting excited over there as that concert's about to begin. The Ranger fans getting real excited right here because Pudge is on deck. 1-1 the count to Blaylock. The Rangers lost 9-6 yesterday, a rare off night for the pitching staff. They coughed up a 5-0 lead in that game. First time the Rangers have lost a 5-run lead since last August. Blaylock, line shot, will leave Pudge on deck. So set your DVR accordingly. Pudge will be leading off the bottom of the third. Top of the third comes up next. There's still no score. Big night at the ballpark tonight. The Rangers trying to make sure they don't fall behind the Boston Red Sox for that wild card. And it is the return to the starting lineup for Pudge Rodriguez as a Ranger. Pudge catching Kevin Millwood, and Kevin is dealing so far tonight. Trying to beat a team he has never beaten before, Mr. Grieve. He has had 10 opportunities.
Never beaten the Twins.
0-6 with 4 no decisions.
Wow.
How about you, Pudge? You bet.
That's one play you don't have to worry about when Pudge is back there. I doubt there's ever been a catcher that can get to a ball like that quicker and make the play better than Pudge. And that's not an exaggeration when many people feel Pudge is one of the 3 or 4 best catchers who ever lived. And that's one of the reasons why. The agility that he has, like having a shortstop playing catcher. Most catchers would want that ball to roll foul, let it roll foul, and then have the batter hit again. Pudge tried to get to that before it went foul because he knew he could make the play.
Pudge will be 38 this November. And it's the same thing we always talk about with Omar Vizquel, another guy that just doesn't play his age. And Pudge actually invoked Omar Vizquel's name along with that of Andrew Jones when talking about kind of sublimating the ego to be a part of this right now. Pudge comes here knowing he's not an everyday player as a Ranger. And he told the media, you know what, if Andrew Jones can do it, if Omar Vizquel can do it, I can certainly do it too.
Good for him, because that's a perfect answer.
Talk about skins on the wall. Andrew Jones has them. Vizquel certainly has them.
Oh, Pudge will be here wanting to win, rooting for all his teammates. But the other side of it is, if the Rangers stay in the race, coming down the wire the last 2 weeks, Ron Washington is going to play the team that gives him the best chance to win. And if Pudge is playing great, I'm sure he'll earn more playing time. I'll try it again.
Oh, and this time Pudge couldn't pick it up, and he's asking whether or not. Yeah, no, that's definitely a fair ball, right?
Yeah, that's a fair ball. I think he was thinking it might have hit the bat as Gomez dropped the bat down, but it didn't. And that is rare, because as fast as Gomez is, Pudge still would have made that play if he was able to pick it up. It'll go as a base hit.
Last year, Gomez had 30 bunt hits. That was more than every team in the major leagues except for 4. I don't know that he didn't step on that ball.
Yeah, it's tough to tell.
Pretty good lead over there at first for Gomez. Oh, and he stumbled off the blocks. He was looking to go. That would get a rise out of the crowd if he was picked off at first by Pudge.
Or if he did go and he's thrown out at second. I would have to think if Pudge throws Gomez out at second stealing, he would get an equal, if not better, ovation than he will if he gets a hit when he comes up next inning.
Nick Punto, who has always hit Millwood well. He's trailing in the count 0-2. Check out What Do You Know, brought to you by Radio Shack. 35 gold gloves now on this Rangers team, because Pudge brings in his grand total of 13 to add to what Andrew Jones has, Michael Young has, and of course Omar Vizquel has. There's a block on the ball in the dirt from Pudge. Even the Rangers' first base coach has a couple. That's Gary Pettis. And Omar Vizquel with 11, Pudge with 13. The Rangers were the running team yesterday, 6 for 6 stealing bases. They've actually been successful their last 15 attempts in a row now. But it did not help them win. The Rangers lost by 3. Minnesota coming all the way back. It's the first loss for the Rangers when scoring 6 runs or more since early June. The Rangers had won their last 20 games when scoring as many as a half a dozen. But it was just not to be. Down and into Punto, 2-2. Now the Angels won yesterday. The Red Sox won yesterday. Tonight the Angels are leading 3-0 over Cleveland after 5. And the Red Sox have another home run from David Ortiz tonight. Boston leads Toronto 3-1 in the 5th.
Beating Roy Halladay tonight.
Gomez goes. Base hit. Hit and run. First and third and just one out. For the Rangers anyway, there might not be a more difficult, pesky hitter that hits ninth than Nick Punto. We can only go by what we see, and you look at his batting average, it's .208. There's no way he's wearing out other teams like he's wearing out the Rangers, but last couple of years now, that's exactly the kind of thing he does, a little hit and run. Michael Young in on the grass at third with Denard Span up there, and he has spun his Span out of the way. Millwood that no decision against the Red Sox on Friday. Only gave up 3 hits, but he walked 5. Span with a bunt. Not the suicide squeeze, though. Gomez was only coming down the line after contact was made.
Yeah, Gomez is an aggressive, fast base runner, so even though that wasn't a squeeze, if Span got that ball down fair, there's a pretty good chance Gomez is going to score. Not a real comfortable pitch to bunt on when it's that close to you. If you foul that off, it's got a chance to come right back and hit you in the face.
Bud Rodriguez with a block to keep it 0-0. Wave and a miss.
Good cutter, slider, whatever you want to call it. Breaking sharp ones down and in.
The veteran Orlando Cabrera on deck. Gomez was way down the line off the bag at third as that ball went over to first. You don't put it past Gomez to break. Millwood just kind of lobs the ball to play line. Tagged into the crowd. Rangers 5.5 out in the West right now because the Angels won yesterday. And again, the Angels lead again tonight. The Mariners lead the Tigers tonight 3-1 in the 6th inning. Ichiro's got a home run. And again, Boston over Toronto 3-1 in the 5th. David Ortiz starting to belt home runs again. Tampa Bay on a Pat Burrell home run leading Baltimore 1-0 in the 6th. Runner goes from first, and that pitch hitting Denard Span. Millwood breezed through the first 7 hitters, got them all out, but then that bunt from Gomez, Punto the hit and run single, and now Denard Span along at bat, and he's finally hit.
Well, you got the setup right now for a double play. You've got Joe Mauer coming up next. They'd love to get Cabrera to hit the ball on the ground right here. He did that his first time up, hit a one-hopper right to Michael Young. Hope to see him duplicate that this time.
Not a lot of secrets between Millwood and Cabrera. This is the 90th at bat for Cabrera lifetime against Millwood. Cabrera came up with the then Montreal Expos and was playing in that National League East when Millwood was with Atlanta and then later Philadelphia. So they've seen plenty of each other. And then even when Millwood became a Ranger, Cabrera was an Angel. Again, keep it in the division. Now Millwood and Pudge can't get together here. Millwood going all the way to the back of the mound. Breaking ball. Cabrera kind of kicking at the dirt right there after he swung. It's 1-2. I'm with you. The double play would be capital because even if you strike Cabrera out, you got Mauer with the bases loaded. Another breaking ball. This time Cabrera lays off. Learned a little lesson.
Well, that's, if you can keep the ball down and away, you have a chance to make him pull the ball on the ground to the left side.
Strike three.
Had a good pitch on him. Ooh, that's going to get you kicked out of the game sometimes right there.
Yeah,
if he turns around again, he's gone.
Ron Copeland's looking at him.
If he turns around, he's going to kick him out. Turned around and waved his hand at him. Copeland let it go, which I think is the right thing to do. But he kept his eye on him just in case he tried it again.
And according to the tracker, it was a strike.
Yep, that's a strike. Cabrera didn't like the call, but that's a strike.
Culp was a guy that got headbutted by Carl Everett several years ago. Had no choice but to tell Carl to take a hike at that point. Mauer. Andrews plays it. Miller down the end.
Good pitch right there, boys.
Mauer seldom ever swings at the first pitch. Does it about 5% of the time. No one welcomes the fact that he did that. And Pudge is going to hit when we return. As you may be aware, Pudge Rodriguez has returned. And a crowd of about 25,000, 26,000 rising as one. Ground ball. He did it! Base hit! Welcome back!
That's great. Yeah, an interesting thing was the first pitch that Baker threw to him. He threw him a changeup. And I'm sure that Mauer and Baker are both thinking Pudge is going to be so pumped up on the first pitch, he'll be looking for a fastball. We'll try to get him out in front of a changeup. But he took the changeup, then he got the fastball, and he hit it right up the middle for a base hit. What a nice moment.
He is now 3 for his last 3 in a Ranger uniform over a span of 7 years. He had the double and the home run his last 2 at-bats as a Ranger way back in September of '02. And on his second pitch now in '09 as a Ranger, right up the middle. What a roar from this crowd. What a moment as the Rangers really created a fun little moment in the top of the inning, too. Minnesota had the bases loaded. Only one out. But Cabrera took a called third strike. And the fever pitch was building. Joe Mauer stepped in, a guy that seldom ever swings at the first pitch. He swung at the first pitch and was retired.
Well, Kevin made a good pitch, too. The fastball inside part of the plate, maybe a little bit of a cutter, and it jammed Mauer and just hit that little one-hop soft line drive to Elvis.
Pudge is going. Elvis Andrus hit and run. Pudge on his way to third.
Well, you've already said it, Josh. He doesn't look like a 37-year-old in uniform, on the bases, at bat, or behind the plate. He was running, went all the way to third. Nice job by Elvis. It's an off-speed pitch down and away. And he just barely pulled it by Creedy at third base.
When Pudge was first signed to that contract out of Puerto Rico, Julio Bourbon, the batter now, was in diapers. And Elvis Andrus, the base runner, wasn't even born. And there goes Elvis. No throw. The Rangers, the running Rangers, with another steal.
The only way that Minnesota can prevent Elvis or Julio from stealing a base is not to let him get on, or have someone in front of them when they're on base. They're just running at will right now. A couple of the stolen bases have almost looked like defensive indifference, even though they haven't been.
Look at that Ford leaderboard. Bourbon's only been here not even a week. He's already on that list. Pulls that one foul. Brad Newton's okay.
Again, it's not Mauer, just like it wasn't Jason Varitek in the game that Brad Penny pitched. You have to give the catcher some chance. And neither one of those guys on any of the stolen bases have had much of a chance.
Infield back, 2 strikes on Bourbon. Flare to left center field. Sinking. Jumping. Andrus to third. Pudge has scored. Bourbon taken off for second base.
Well, he's going to be there anyway on the first pitch. He would have stolen it, but he took a big turnaround first because there's no one at first base. Canayer has to come in to be the cutoff man. And so he's almost halfway to second base. As soon as he saw the throw skip by the cutoff man, he just trotted into second base. 2-strike pitch, trying to throw a high fastball to get him to swing and miss. He got him to swing at it, but he didn't miss it. Served it out in the left field for a soft single.
You're right, Bourbon was going to get ready to steal his 9th base of the year anyway, but he just kind of does that in advance. Trots on into second on the throw that bounced.
Someone's going to have to get an error on that throw because it's not a double.
Could it be a fielder's choice after the single?
I don't think so. I think the throw, he wasn't.
Michael Young base hit right field. Here come the kids. Andrus has scored. Bourbon has scored.
It's a great job. 37-year-old started it. The 2 kids were in the middle of it. And then Michael kind of finished it off with his base hit to drive in a couple. What a nice inning for the Rangers.
Ron Gardenhire has taken it upon himself. The manager is coming out there to look directly at Scott Baker. And, you know, Tag, you couldn't have said it any better. There was all the drama of Pudge Rodriguez. And then it was nothing about the Rangers of days gone by. It was about the Rangers present and future with Andrus and Bourbon, and then Michael Young.
Home runs are great, and I love watching home runs, but there really is nothing more exciting than guys that can run and disrupt the pitcher and disrupt the defense. And it's been a lot of fun the last few days watching Julio and Elvis run the bases.
Appealing at third base, and nothing happening over there. Ron Gardenhire pulling out all the stops. It all started with a Pudge Rodriguez single, and the conveyor belt has just kept moving along. You're right, without a home run. Ron Gardenhire knows what he saw, apparently.
Well, he said he missed third, and that's why he went to the mound to tell them exactly what he wanted them to do. Just the umpires didn't see it the same way.
Dale Scott is the crew chief, and he is the third base umpire. Ron Culp was the one that got the earful. All right, let's see here. Yeah, corner of the bag, right?
Yeah, I could see why Gardenhire from the dugout would have thought that he missed the bag, but from that angle, it sure looked like he touched the side of the bag.
And Tag, you're right about an error having to be charged on that ball that Bourbon hit. After the single, it's an E7. The throw in from Delman Young hit the mound.
Okay.
Still nobody out in the inning.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to matter. Well, it could matter for an earned run. We'll just see what the rest of the innings brings.
Hamilton with a hitting streak that is now at 8 games, 16 for his last 32. And after a .205 batting average in July, he's at .397 here in August.
Josh, you may not have noticed it.
What's that?
But our buddies from Woolies Frozen Custard have dropped off a nice supply of custard, and they made a point of saying they dropped off a strawberry one for you.
Well, that I totally appreciate.
Okay.
That is my flavor. Hamilton, a foul ball right at home plate. Woolies is real good.
That John Woolley and Brett Allen from Woolies Frozen Custard. There's one in Fort Worth on North Beach Street. There's one in Hearst on Grapevine Highway. If you like frozen custard, Woolies comes strongly recommended. They even send us a couple of T-shirts to wear, and they would love to have you put that T-shirt on, have your picture taken, and send it to them.
Really?
They've got a wall where they do that.
Did you bring your camera?
I didn't bring my camera, but I'm going to keep the T-shirt just in case.
Toss to first, and Michael Young is back. A lot of goodies up in the booth tonight, thanks to a lot of people.
Well, funny you should mention that. Let me tell you what else we've got. Janelle
Captain
Barbie
Segway here.
Ely has brought us some pecan pie muffins and some peanut brittle. Thank you, Janelle.
Two and two, the count to Hamilton.
And Kelly Frank, who just loves Ranger baseball, brought us some delicious homemade chocolate chip cookies. Wow.
Those suckers were good.
Were they? I haven't tried one yet. So thank you, everybody. You've made it a very, very nice night, not only for Josh and me, but for all the other guys and girls that work up here with us. They all appreciate it, too.
3-2 to Hamilton. He pops it up, heading back into the crowd.
Have you ever seen someone get a foul ball and not raise it over their head to show everybody?
I think just by reflex you do that.
The young man with a red Texas Ranger hat right there and a smile on his face on the left. Not the young man in the middle. The young man to his right, our left, got the ball.
Safe lead at first for Young. Another foul by Hambone. We mentioned a .500 batting average over the last week and a half for Josh. That's why he's back to being third in the order for Ron Washington. with a broken bat. The baseball sinking in right, and it's caught on the run by Span. Long time to get the first out. Finally, Minnesota's got one here in the bottom of the third.
That ball toward the end of the bat, which is why it's smashed like that.
Taylor Teagarden and Jared Saltalamacchia figure they've got a built-in mentor now. What an honor for both of those guys to be able to learn from Pudge down the stretch.
Just like it'd be crazy for the infielders not to learn from Omar, it'd be crazy for the catchers not to learn from Pudge.
Yeah, what if Vin Scully was suddenly acquired for the stretch run? It'd be cool for us in the booth, just like it is for the other catchers for the Rangers now.
If Vince Scully was acquired for the stretch run, you and I'd be watching from the stands.
Yeah,
because
we'd be relegated.
That's all this booth needs is one Vince Scully. Somehow I don't think Vince is leaving I think he's got a no trade clause.
Two Vinnies now in LA. Scully and Padilla.
I could see them going out to lunch together.
Uh-huh.
Like in a bad dream.
Well, we do wish Vicente Padilla well. It just wasn't a fit anymore here with the Rangers, but he'll probably help those Dodgers. No doubt he's still got some talent. But he kind of wore out the playing nicely with others card. And the Rangers love what they have in reserve anyway. We talked about the guys like Nippert, and Holland, and Hunter, and Feldman. Joining the one remaining veteran in the rotation now. He's on the mound tonight, Kevin Millwood. Wave and a miss by Bird.
Well, the great thing about the kids you just mentioned being in the rotation is, number one, they're pitching well enough to be in the rotation. They're pitching in a pennant race, which is great experience, and it's building for the future. It's winning now with youth and building for the future at the same time. It's a tremendous combination, and what a great opportunity for them to be pitching, not just in the big leagues, but in games that are really important every time they go out there.
Marlon Bird hammers one into right center field. All the way back at the track for Gomez. Michael Young was at second, has to retreat. Now David Murphy coming up.
Marlon gave that one a pretty good ride, about 395 feet. Gomez plays pretty deep in center field. In fact, he plays real deep in center field, deeper than most center fielders. So with his speed, that wasn't a problem for him to get to that ball. I'm going to make the call right here.
For Murphy, huh?
I've been forgetting the call the last few days
I know.
for some strange reason.
I'm right there with you. David's got 11 home runs. And you've got a lead in the call game this year. A very low scoring lead at 2-1.
I'm looking to build up a little bit of a gap here. And in this game, a 2-run lead is just about insurmountable.
Yeah, I know. And apparently it has nothing to do with who scores first, because you've rallied for your 2-1 advantage.
Yep.
Kinsler on deck. Murphy trying to help you out there. It's 1-2. Boston has extended its lead to 5-1 in Toronto. Jason Bay goes back to his native Canada, rips home run number 27.
You know, I may be wrong, but the Red Sox came into Texas and we won 2 out of 3, and 2 young pitchers won those last 2 games. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And Boston's gone into Toronto and they're knocking Roy Halladay around a little bit.
Line shot, Murphy just missing. I like where you're going with
so
that.
Maybe having the young pitchers right where they are right now is a good thing. Seems like it.
Well, Holland, just for example, was the guy that apparently was a fly in the ointment there. Made that deal impossible. The Rangers didn't want to give up Derek Holland.
Yeah, and so for the people who were saying, and I'm sure there were some, and rightfully so in their opinion, how can you not trade a young pitcher for Roy Halladay? Well, maybe the last couple of weeks are at least giving you a couple of reasons to second guess that thought process.
Nothing more fun than second guessing anyway.
That's right. Especially when you've got the benefit of hindsight.
I knew that Larry Anderson for Jeff Bagwell trade was going to turn out just like it did. Wave and a miss, and Murphy is out, but the Rangers had themselves quite a high time of it in the bottom of the third. Pudge Rodriguez got it going. He singled up the middle, and from there the Rangers got 3. Can you name the only players who have had 3 separate stints with the Rangers? Not 2, but 3. Having left the organization twice, not just being sent down to Oklahoma City, but having gone away and come back for 3 separate stints. That's the Aflac question for tonight. Get to the answer in the bottom of the inning. Right now, the top of the 4th. It was a long sitting around period for Kevin Millwood as the Rangers put 3 on the board in the bottom of the 3rd. Kubel struck out. That in the 2nd inning. He's batting cleanup because Morneau is still unavailable for Minnesota. Has an inner ear infection that's keeping him out. Rip and a miss by Kubel.
Wow, good pitching right there.
Good night.
Doing a curveball for a strike, a slider for a swing and a miss, and a fastball right by him.
Jim Knox is standing by with a very special guest. Let's go there now.
All right, yes, Josh, you recognize Bruce Harmon. He is the son of the late, great Merle Harmon. Before the game, what an honor. A lot of family and friends on hand, and they dedicated the Rangers broadcast booth to your father, who was a great broadcaster, not only for the Rangers, but a lot of other sports around the country.
Yeah, Jim, 40 years of broadcast in Major League Baseball, a few more years of minor league before that. And my whole family here would just like to thank the Rangers and John Blake and Tommy Taylor and everybody for the wonderful hospitality. And it just means a lot to us that the Rangers went out and dedicated this booth to my dad. It's just it was quite an emotional moment. A lot of the people on our broadcast and the radio broadcast were up there to witness it. Jim Sundberg, Steve Busby, so it was really, really nice time.
Well deserved. And Bruce, appreciate the time. And I know a lot of family and friends came in from all parts of the country. It was a great experience before the game, and best of luck. I know you'll see Bruce behind one of the cameras here at the Ranger broadcast. Thank you very much, Josh.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you, guys. Michael Kadire lines to right. And we should mention, too, that Rangers television producer Kurt Dykert very instrumental in helping to make that happen as well. And a really nice plaque for Merle that is now adorning the doorway to where you and I, Mr. Grieve, come to work every day. So
the other nice part about it, we get to walk right by that and into his booth every day.
And kind of like the Rangers players have that tradition, kind of a little known tradition. There's that horseshoe that hangs right before they get out onto the field from the tunnel.
Good idea.
And they touch that horseshoe for good luck. That's kind of my plan. I want to make sure that I just make a little contact with that plaque on the way in to the broadcast booth.
Well, the one thing that you hear everybody say, and a lot of the people saying it knew Merle better than I did, but whether it's Steve Busby, whether it's other people who have worked with Merle, people that knew Merle well, almost every one of them says he was the nicest man I ever knew. Not just a real nice man, but the nicest man I ever knew. That's a pretty nice compliment.
So from the Merle Harmon television booth, we send you now to break, and we get ready for the bottom of the fourth. It is 3-0 Rangers. Sierra with the other ones. We see Haas when we go up to Seattle every once in a while. It's Texas 3, Minnesota nothing tonight. Kinsler rips one. A base hit for Ian. A 6-game hitting streak now.
And if Ian's hamstring is feeling well, which it looks like it is, he's a threat to go right here too.
The Rangers have 7 steals in the last 2 nights. Pudge moves on deck as Blaylock steps in. Again, if you missed it from last inning, Ivan Rodriguez stepped in there on the second pitch that he saw. Took one right up the middle. That ignited that Ranger 3-run third. Rangers trying to get back to 17 games above 500. Looking for their 68th win of the year tonight. The pitching has been such a big part of it. The Rangers 4th in the league in ERA. Another big part of the success, I think, Tag, is how well they've played at home this year. They're 40-23 in this ballpark. They've won 12 out of 16.
Yep, nice to be using this as a home field advantage for sure.
It's supposed to be a home field advantage, right?
Should be. The Rangers just one game under on the road.
Wave and a miss by Blaylock. He drew his first walk of the second half of the season yesterday. Was up in the count 2-0 in this at bat, but now 2-1. Take the aggressiveness away from Hank Blaylock, that's for sure. He does have 23 home runs, but Rudy Jaramillo doesn't mind when he's up there working the count and not getting himself out. Fine to swing as long as it's right there in your happy zone. That one conks Mauer. See, that's why it's amazing he's hitting 380 whatever. That happens to every catcher during the course of a game a couple times. You get your elbows bruised, your knees bruised, your thighs bruised. How do you hit 380?
I don't know how you hit 380 anyway, even if you feel like great every single day. Hitting 380 is amazing. Hitting 380 for a week is pretty good. Let alone hitting 380 for 370 at bats.
Bauer's all set now, and Kinsler was leaning, but back he goes. Tampa Bay, by the way, now 3-0 over Baltimore. Boston still winning. The Angels still winning. Kinsler revs it up, and then is chased back. Long at bat continues. Fans are dying to cheer for Pudge again. They just can't get him to the plate. There goes Kinsler. It's ball 4 to Blaylock, and up comes Pudge Rodriguez.
The catcher, Pudge Rodriguez.
Rangers had Pudge Rodriguez in mind, knowing they had to bring in a veteran catcher of some sort when Jared Saltalamacchia got hurt. They had talked to Kansas City about John Buck, kind of tapped the tires a little bit on Henry Blanco of San Diego. But Pudge Rodriguez, for many reasons, made a lot of sense. He's the guy they ended up with. All due respect to John Buck, he would not have gotten that ovation that you just heard. Grounded foul. It is 0-2. Action in that Minnesota bullpen. Jeff Manship. Soon to be 38. And in his 19th big league season, Pudge will swing and go to right center field for another base hit. A patented Pudge double. 4-0.
I'm not sure what Baker was thinking right there. He got ahead in the count with a couple of off-speed pitches and then threw an 0-2 fastball right down the middle. And Pudge just drilled it into the gap in right center field. He started the rally last inning and scored a run with a single. And here's the 0-2 pitch right in the middle of the plate. What a nice return for Pudge.
With a single and a double. And he's catching a shutout right now. Your Geico quote is from Ron Washington. Still has the power, can still shut down the running game. A lot of baseball left. And Pudge has talked about how much this Ranger team is reminding him of that 2003 Florida team that he jumped to when he left the Rangers, went to the Marlins. Young team kind of came out of nowhere. Had the young pitching, had the defense, had the timely hitting, couple of veterans in the mix. Oh, such a gratifying thing for Ivan Rodriguez. Going home to Miami. But this, too, as we've talked about, is home for Pudge. Arlington has become kind of a second home. Infield in. Second and third. 4-0 Texas. Mauer's getting beaten up this inning. Actually, the umpire got that one. Ron Kolpa.
Baker's coming off a game where he had a 9-inning, 2-hit shutout. No walks, 5 strikeouts. Not quite as sharp today against the Rangers, though.
Yeah, he allowed more base runners all in a row to lead off last inning than he allowed for the entire game in that last start that you mentioned.
And you just look at this inning. He walked Blaylock and then threw an 0-2 pitch to Pudge right down the middle of the plate.
One and two now to Andrews, who had a single and a steal last inning. Remember, in a then scoreless game, Minnesota had the bases loaded, 1 out, with their 2 and 3 hitters coming up. Kevin Millwood pitched out of that, and now he's being rewarded for having done so. Again, all the buzz in the ballpark tonight. A lot of it centered around Ivan Rodriguez. His first Ranger game since September of 2002. He is hardly disappointed. Elvis kind of squibs it back to the mound. Baker will throw him out. Top of the order, Julio Bourbon. And even though Manship is ready in the bullpen, they stay with Baker for now. Looks like the Rangers tag are going to stay with Bourbon. Nelson Cruz is ready to come off the DL probably tomorrow or Friday. And all indications are they'll find a creative way to keep Julio around if they can do that.
Yeah, it would be very difficult to send him down right now. The spark that he's been to the team. Not that the team was without sparks before he got here, but the way he's been playing and what he brings is pretty exciting right now. And so I would think they'd do everything they could to try to find a way to keep him. The other side of it is, if they can't, if it just doesn't work that way, he'll be back in September anyway. But a lot of baseball to be played between now and the 1st of September. And you have to think what he brings to the party can be pretty useful over the next few weeks.
That ball fouled back. And folks, when you're away from home, you can't watch your Rangers. You can always catch a game on your computer with MLB.tv. For details, go to TexasRangers.com, where baseball is always on. Two strikes to count to Bourbon. The Rangers have a couple of hits tonight with 2 strikes on a batter. Bourbon almost provided a third. You talk about turning on a ball.
That ball almost hit him. That ball pretty much was impossible to keep fair where that was. Might have hit him in the back leg if he didn't swing at it.
Rangers trying to extend the lead. Remember, they coughed up a 5-0 lead yesterday. Looking for more tonight in the 4th. There's a ball to Bourbon. The Angels still lead 3-0 in the 8th inning in Cleveland. The Rangers are a season worst 5.5 behind the Angels now. They're tied for that wild card spot with Boston. Busted bat. And the tag of Bourbon going in. Getting left to Michael Young.
Well, Baker has started to bear down after Pudge's double. Made a lot of good pitches to Anderson Bourbon. Kept the ball into Bourbon and jammed him.
Hamilton's on deck. First base is open. Let's see exactly how they approach Michael Young here. Thing is, if you pitch Michael Young away, kind of trying to pitch around him, Michael Young doesn't mind that. He'll just take that ball in right field. Young indeed had a 2 RBI single last inning to right field. Boy, right in the middle. The ball that's gone right for the Rangers tonight is Pudge Rodriguez. Use your runner at second, Blaylock at third as Michael Young fouls it. Michael's got 20 home runs this year. He's never had more than 24 in a season, majors or minors. Seems like a fairly safe bet to eclipse that here in 09. Got about 6 weeks to go in this 2009 season. Regular season, that is. Rangers hoping to be playing deep into October. There is a 3-team dogfight right now for the wild card. You have the team with the T for a logo, a team with the B for a logo, and the team with both the T and the B, with Tampa Bay. Don't forget about the Rays. Everybody talking about Boston and Texas right now, but the Rays are starting to play well too. To right field, but foul.
I'd love to have a nice 2-out hit right here from Michael. Have a second 2-run hit in 2 innings. It's 4-0 right now. Yesterday the Rangers had a 5-0 and then a 5-1 lead after 5 innings. So the Twins have shown that they can score and keep scoring all game long. Even in the first game they did that. Had men on base with good guys coming to the plate. In that 3-run game that the Rangers won, and then yesterday they just kept scoring the whole game.
See those wild card standings brought to you by Jack in the Box. The 0-2 pitch to Young. Got it. Rangers strand a pair. But they do add a run. We'll go to the 5th. Rangers 4, Minnesota nothing. It's a Ford F-150. Now the Rangers with a 3-run third and a 1-run fourth. At the epicenter of both of those innings, it was Ivan Pudge Rodriguez at a single and a double. Rangers have 7 hits tonight. The Twins only 2. They were back-to-back from their 8 and 9 guys in the 3rd inning. 7, 8, 9 coming up here against Millwood in the 5th. Begins with Delman Young. Goes back to being Delman Young, swinging at the first pitch.
Yeah, and again, the worst thing you can do is throw him a good pitch to hit on the first pitch. If he takes it, fine. It's still only 1-0. But if you groove a fastball to him on the first pitch, he's got a real good chance of hitting it hard. Kevin threw a slider right there, and he swung at it, ticked it right off the end of the bat. And that ball that he hit that skimmed out of the ballpark last night, first pitch fastball, good pitch to hit.
A big, healthy cut right there, but wasn't close to actually hitting it.
Kevin's had a good curveball tonight. There's a great example of it.
Keeping in mind that Millwood is looking for his first ever win against Minnesota. The only team he's had this kind of issue with is a team for which he used to pitch. He's also 0-6 lifetime against Atlanta. Ground ball bounced over to Elvis Andrus. He gets to more balls than any other shortstop in the majors. There are stats that bear that out. 5.3 chances per game for Elvis. Nobody else in the big leagues has more than 4.9 at short. Gomez had the bunt single. That set up what looked like a pretty positive potential rally for the Twins in the 3rd inning. They ended up loading the bases with 1 out, but then Millwood struck out Cabrera, a pitch that he disagreed with. Though the tracker showed it was strike 3. And I think one of the big points of the game, Tag, Joe Mauer offering at the first pitch that he saw to Millwood.
Yeah, with the bases loaded. There's no doubt. Huge out. Struck out Cabrera and got him on that weak one hopper to shortstop.
Boy, that was a big time swing for a guy who just laid down a bunt. It's 2-2.
Gomez only has hit 3 home runs this year, but he's got home run power. We've seen him hit a couple balls really well. Then he's trying to throw him those high fastballs. Pretty much the same place Scott was trying to throw him last night. Ended up hitting the knob of his bat on 2 straight pitches.
That really was something. What are the odds of that?
Not too good. I've ever seen that happen before or after.
Three-two pitch, and we will do it again.
Well, think about it. In this series, we've seen a little boy catch 2 foul balls from Josh Hamilton in the same game. We almost saw Kevin Richardson hit a foul ball in his first game that almost hit his wife, landed right in front of her. And so I guess it's not too strange to see back-to-back pitches hit the knob of Gomez's bat.
Tough to finish him off here. A 9th pitch of this AB coming up. Millwood has allowed only 2 hits tonight. He allowed only 3 to the Red Sox earlier in the homestand. Lost him. Gomez has been on base twice. The only twin that can say that. Folks, valet parking available for all fans at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. Lexus valet parking stands located on the east and north sides of the ballpark. Fans who drive a Lexus to the game can valet park free of charge. Here is the pesky Punto. You were talking earlier, Tag, about that OPS stat. If you add up the on-base percentage and slugging percentage. The last 4 years, if you smash them all together, Nick Punto's got the lowest OPS of anybody in baseball, but you'd never know it watching him play. Finds ways on base, makes every play in the field. I maintain he's a valuable guy for Minnesota to have. And Mr. Gardenhire appreciates that in that Minnesota dugout, the way Punto gets after it. His teammates say that means at anything. Video games, card games, he is not a good loser.
Well, Punto's had a year in 06 where he hit 290, then he hit 210. Last year he hit 280, and now he's back to 210. So if I were the Twins, I'd look forward to having him back on the team next year when he's due to hit about 285.
They had another guy like that, Lou Ford, that was a fan favorite, would kind of find ways to beat you. Pudge had a thought. That would have brought the crowd to...
Just the fake got the crowd warmed up.
Way outside to Punto. Where did it miss? The crowd wants to know. Millwood probably interested in that as well. Let's find out.
It's definitely a ball. And I have Kevin right here. I'm going to throw one right down the center of the plate. I'm not going to risk walking him, and I'm going to take into consideration that he's a 210 hitter.
Gomez goes. Great jump. That is ball 4. Isn't that something? He's handled Mauer beautifully tonight. In fact, 1 through 7 in the order, no hits. For the bottom 2 guys, Gomez and Punto, have been on base 4 times in 4 opportunities.
Now, you don't mind them hitting their way on. Last time Gomez had a bunt and Punto had a little ground ball in right field, but I think the thing that probably would upset Kevin the most is the fact that he walked both of those guys. Hadn't walked the batter until the last 2 guys had both walked. Now you've got the top of the order up, and you got more dangerous hitters up there.
Span was hit by a pitch in the 3rd. Cranks this one into center field. Marlon Bird's got to play it on a short hop and does so very well. Up comes Orlando Cabrera again with the bases loaded.
Exact same situation as the 3rd inning. You got the bases loaded and 1 out right now, and Kevin got himself in trouble by walking the 8th and 9th hitter. Sometimes you be a little too careful to those guys preceding the top of the order.
Mike Maddox out to the mound to talk to Millwood. Millwood, remember, used to pitch with Mike's brother Greg in Atlanta. Well, for now, Pudge, I'm sure, as proud of the fact that he's catching a shutout. It's the fact that he has 2 hits in the game. To keep the shutout intact, they got to get Cabrera again. They struck him out last time in the 3rd. Called strike. Got him to hit into a, well, just hit the ball on the ground anyway in the 1st. Joe Mauer with the 15-game hitting streak and the .380 batting average is on deck. Fly ball rammed out there towards center. Marlon Bird in retreat. He's got it. Throw goes towards second. It'll be runners at the corners. The run is in. It's now 4-1. One of the 2 walks come around to score.
Joe Mauer.
Mauer having grounded out twice. First ever catcher to win an American League batting title. He did that in 06, and then he did it again in 08. Looks like he will do it for a 3rd time in 09. Last year there was but 1 American League catcher that batted even .280. That was A.J. Brzezinski. Here's a guy batting .380. Actually .381. Twins dealt away Brzezinski, remember. They knew Mauer was coming up. Good call. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Mauer. Morneau not in the lineup tonight, so you don't worry about him on deck, but Jason Kubel is no slouch. And he is now the guy backing up Mauer.
Yeah, Kubel's probably just as dangerous against right-handed pitching as Morneau is. Kubel's a .345 hitter against right-handed pitching.
Buzzed his tower 3-1.
Kevin was sharp through 4 innings, but has not had the command in this inning that he had in the first 4 innings. And it's very evident when you look at the walk to Gomez and the walk to Punto that the command has deserted him this inning.
Ball 4. 3 walks in the inning. Maddox has already visited. So Jason Kubel, who has struck out twice, but does have 20 home runs and 68 runs batted in. Crowd getting a bit restless right now too. 30 pitches in the inning. They got Delman Young fairly quickly to start the inning. 3 walks, a single, and a sac fly since then. The Angels have won their game tonight 3-0. Boston is leading 5-1 in the 9th inning.
A little anxious right there from Kubel with the bases loaded. That would have been ball 2. Good slider, good hard slider down and in. They're probably looking for a fastball all the way right there.
One of the real underrated players in the league. He'll take down and in. Already with a slam this year. Little last at bat, that's what it looked like. A lot different this at bat. Powers it behind him. It is 2-2. Went off speed, and now the count is full. Kadire on deck. Tagged into right field. Hamilton's there. He got to the ballpark and was in uniform last night. He is playing tonight and is contributing tonight. 2 for 2 at the plate. Rangers have 7 hits overall. They've got a Hamilton, Bird, and Murphy coming up now, bottom 5. Scott Baker still on the mound. Mark McLemore joins us this inning. You're going to be enjoying his work after the game on Rangers Live, I'm sure. And Mac, obviously the big story tonight is number 7.
It is. This isn't the only night that he's been starring, but Pudge has a way of rising to the occasion.
Hamilton grounds out. Some of your memories, I mean, you've seen Pudge up close and in person do a lot of amazing things on a baseball field. What jumps out at you?
Well, that he's still doing the same things that he was doing when I was here. When we played together, I mean, leading off innings, driving in runs, making plays behind the plate, doing all those things, taking control, going out there to the mound and talking to Millwood when he's scuffling a little bit, acting as an on-field manager, and that's what you need. He's just doing a tremendous job.
Marlon Byrd has hit safely in 24 of his last 27 games. Speaking of doing good jobs, he's kind of doing it under the radar.
Well, he is. I think he's the forgotten guy on this ball club, but to me, he's one of the most valuable players on this team. And when Josh Hamilton was out, Marlon Byrd was there. When Murphy wasn't hitting well early in the season, Marlon Byrd was there. Nelly's been out, Marlon's there. He's hitting, he's hitting the 3-hole, the 4-hole, the 5, 6-hole, wherever they need him. And he's gotten in there and done the job. He's just been, having a tremendous year. Tag, you can attest to this. A lot of times you get guys that go out there and just perform day in and day out, and you start to take it for granted. I mean, you look at Michael Young, he's hitting 320, and it's not really a big deal because he does it all the time. Yeah. And it really is, and you really don't miss it until it's not there.
Yeah, and I think your point on Marlon is a great point, because he's not a guy that hits 35 home runs. He's not going to hit 320. But he's going to hit 280. He's going to knock in 75 or 80 runs. He's going to play left, center, and right. And as you said, he's there every day when you need him.
And you need that guy. He's not going to be the first guy you think about when you think about Ranger baseball, probably. But probably like you don't think much about your electricity until it goes out. Then all of a sudden it's a real big deal. Everybody's always quick to call the electric company and complain when the lights are out for 5 minutes. Nobody ever calls and says, good job with keeping my electricity on, guys.
Well, when the season started, Marlon was not in the regular lineup. He was almost the 4th outfielder, even though he's going to be a guy that's going to get a lot of playing time. A couple of years ago, he didn't make the team out of spring training. So he's the kind of guy that little adversity is not going to set him back either. He'll keep plugging away until he earns his playing time and never gripes about not being in the lineup. But as the season goes on, he's in the lineup every day.
Driving this one right center field. Gomez back at the track at the wall, and it gets by him. Marlon Byrd thinking 3 easily to third base. A triple.
Well, thank you, Marlon. We couldn't have set it up any better than that for you.
Are we actually going to score a run with me up here at the booth in the 5th?
Oh.
It must be so, Mac. Thank you, Marlon.
Well, the Rangers scored last inning, but they had men on 2nd and 3rd with nobody out and couldn't add to it. You definitely don't want to see another man get stranded at 3rd with less than 2 outs when the Twins have shown that they can keep pecking away and scoring runs.
Those are 3 solid at-bats tonight for Marlon Byrd. He lined his center back in the 3rd. He's also got a double and a triple.
Yeah, the out that he made was just about the same ball that he just hit right there.
Infield comes in. David Murphy has the RBI opportunity. Kinsler on deck. Murphy nails it foul into the crowd. David's the king of the warm-up swing. There's 2. I bet there's at least a couple more coming here. Foul back, 0-2. Are hitters conscious when they step out that they are stepping out and doing all that? I mean, Mac, when you stepped out and went through your paces, did you have any concept, any clue, or did you care what that looked like? Or you're just kind of locked in?
No, you have to be locked in. When you're stepping out for a reason, and you've got to get that rhythm and continue that. Whatever it is that you do normally, you're going to continue that. You're not thinking, okay, do I look foolish? Am I swinging 6 or 7 times and getting back in there? You have to do what you normally do.
That's pretty nice pitching right there from Baker. Runner at third and 1 out. He strikes out Murphy. He's going to bring up Kinsler.
Well, Baker did that last inning, second and third, and nobody out, pitched out of it. And he's made some good pitches in this game, even though he's given up 8 hits and 4 runs.
Well, he has 8 and 1 since the beginning of June. That's the best in the American League. Trailing tonight. And Kinsler trying to pump up this lead for the Rangers. Eight hits tonight against Baker. And for the second straight game, Kevin Millwood's allowed only 3. And Mac, we've been talking tonight about how now that Padilla's no longer around, you got one guy who has made more than 40 career starts now in the rotation. It's Millwood.
Well, I think what you've got to do is really not think about it. These young guys have come up and they've done a tremendous job. I think what they've got to really focus on is just going out there and pitching and not worry about, what time of year it is. Just go out, take the ball every 5th day, and continue pitching the way they've been pitching. Because once you start looking at, okay, hey, this is where we are, this is who we're playing, this is what's at stake, that's when you start taking your focus off of what you have to do.
Yeah, I see it as a positive, actually. You got a guy like Holland, a guy like Hunter. A, they're happy to be here. B, they're performing real well. They're just going out and having fun.
Yeah, they just have to keep their focus on what they're doing and not what they're playing for. Just stay with their game plan and continue doing what they're doing.
Ron Washington has that little saying, do what you do. And it's simple, but it really is true. You got the ability, just use it.
That's a very good saying.
It's one thing if you can't do something and you have to play outside your capabilities, but Ron really feels like these guys have the capabilities. They just have to max their potential out.
Yeah, what he's saying, if you're a 280 hitter, hit 280. Don't try to hit 320. If you're a 10-game winner, win your 10 games. Don't try to win 20.
Know your role, right?
But yeah, the other side of it is if you're a 280 hitter, don't hit 220 for me either. I'll watch you 280. That's what I'm counting on.
That's it.
Two out pitch. It's popped back this way. We're talking about Derek Holland. He will be on the mound tomorrow for the Rangers. 7:05 first pitch. Then it's a 2-dome road trip for the Rangers. They'll see Tampa Bay and Minnesota, and Yankee Stadium in between. Boy, they might have Baker out of here after 5 innings. He's already at 92 pitches.
Baker was at 94 pitches when he finished the shutout in his last game. Very similar game to the one that Derek Holland pitched. Low hits, no walks, 5 strikeouts.
Another great sign there, by the way, too. 3-2 the count to Kinsler. Blaylock on deck, and after that would be Pudge. Max has been pretty exciting on the set of Rangers Live these days. You guys have been having some big, very lively crowds around you.
Very lively crowds. We love it. You know, having everybody come out there behind us yelling and screaming. We can't hear sometimes, but it's great to have that energy after every game. We love the fans coming by, asking for autographs, and just being a part of the show.
How about asking for money? Anybody ask for loans or things like that?
Only when John Radigan's on the set.
Ah, nice.
He's Mr. Moneybags?
That's him.
Moneybags is coming on the upcoming road trip, I hear. Have a little John Radigan on the road trip. Bird still at third. He tripled with one out. Boy, another foul from Ian Kinsler.
Well, Baker's throwing harder now than he was at the beginning of the game. He's reaching back, trying to get out of this inning. Popped the last few pitches, fastballs anyway, at 94. He's a good pitcher. Hasn't had his best night tonight, but he had a great night against the Rangers the first time the Twins came in. 8 innings, only 1 run. Struck out 8 in that game.
We'll see an 11th pitch of this at bat. We're going to see a 12th pitch of this at bat.
Well, he's throwing everything he's got. Changeups, breaking balls, fastballs, high, low, inside and outside. There's what it looks like. Guess he hasn't come down and in yet. It's the only spot he's missed.
By the way, if you're wondering, the computer stops counting at 20. If we ever have a 21 pitch at bat, we are out of luck. Wow, strike 3 on the outside corner, and Kinsler can't believe it. Bird is stranded. It stays 4-1. Mark McLemore, thank you, buddy. That was as close as we've come in a long time scoring for you.
I'll take my triple.
Get better.
Favorites for just $34, Bouvet. It's true. Some restrictions do apply. It's sponsored by 1310 The Ticket. Log on to TexasRangers.com for more details. Millwood to Michael Kadire. Bruce Harmon, normally running the camera from out of our booth, is getting a little bit of a break tonight so he can hang with family. We've dedicated the broadcast booth tonight to his dad, the late great Merle Harmon, who passed away this past April the 15th, the day that Ian Kinsler hit for the cycle. Millwood trying to harness that command again. Really kind of flickered out on him last inning. In the air, right center, long run into the alley. Nobody's going to get it. It bounces out of here for a double. The Rangers have not had the bullpen going yet, but Millwood getting close to 100 pitches.
Well, it's a hot night. It's around 100 pitches, and he had a lot of pitches where he had to put everything into him in the 5th inning. He threw over 30 pitches. So there's a good chance Kevin's starting to reach that point where there's not much left in the tank. And the Twins have shown anything in this series. They've shown that they don't go away for 9 innings.
Joe Creedy, the hitter. And he just kind of taps one into right field. Just like that, it is going to be a 4-2 game. Creedy trading places with Kadire.
Well, it was 5-1 after 5 yesterday. It's 4-1 after 5 today. And the 6th inning was the big inning yesterday when they scored 4 and had 5 hits in 6 batters.
The Rangers have had chances to really blow it open tonight, and they just haven't done it. And like you say, Tag, the Twins already on record as a team that will come back on you if you let them. They did it yesterday.
Well, that's why it's important to pick up those runs when you can. And 2nd and 3rd, nobody out 2 innings ago. Man on 3rd, 1 out last inning. And the Rangers didn't come close to getting one of those runs in. That, you know, hopefully it doesn't come back to burn you, but it can.
Millwood was not routinely getting to 100 pitches and beyond last year. In fact, in less than half of his starts did he do that. This year, though, it's been a great majority of the time. 19 out of 23 games as opposed to 13 out of 29. Delman Young was part of the comeback yesterday. Double and a home run, 4 runs batted in. Now Millwood gets ahead 1-2. He has pitched so well in this ballpark this year. Being challenged right now. Ground ball to short. That's key. That'll hold the runner. Carlos Gomez now. But first we go to Emily Jones.
Well, gentlemen, the Twitter page is abuzz, or a tweet, I should say, with the re-arrival of Pudge Rodriguez, of course, accounting for, I should say, 3 RBIs already tonight. Be sure and tweet us your questions for Mark McLemore. He will answer them in Rangers Live. And also, guys, you heard Mac talking about Moneybags Radigan. Well, I'm known to carry a pretty big coin purse around Fox Sports Southwest.
Whoa.
Yes.
Well, you're going to need a bodyguard now, Wem, that you've let that out of the bag.
Quarters, lots of them.
Ah, okay.
Gomez behind 0-1. Trying to get some emails from Email the Booth as we go along tonight as well. FoxSports.com is the address. The keyword is Email Rangers if you want to get in touch. That's up too high to Gomez. We always get the email when we play the Minnesota Twins about the Twins logo, that TC logo. People want to know, why is there a C in there on the batting helmet? That's for the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul. That's why they're called the Twins. Bunt in the air, foul. Minneapolis and St. Paul even closer to each other than Dallas and Fort Worth. Minneapolis would be the Dallas, St. Paul would be the Fort Worth. both in size of the city and I guess the kind of footwear that you'd wear.
I wonder what the Arlington would be. What would that be, like a Dinah?
Maybe. Or Bloomington, actually.
Bloomington?
Yeah. Which is where the old ballpark used to be.
Okay.
Kind of the midpoint. Boy, foul ball theater continues here at the ballpark tonight. Gomez is the guy that always smells the bat after he hits one foul. I always thought that was kind of weird, but.
Well, he's been a tough out for a guy hitting 230. I'll give him credit for that.
You didn't smell your bat after you fouled it?
No, but I'll tell you someone who liked to do that. Ted Williams.
Ted Williams liked to smell your bat?
No, he liked to smell his own bat.
Oh.
You can smell your bat. How's that go? You don't smell someone else's bat?
Something about noses, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, at the All-Star game, when Ted was the honored person at the All-Star game and all the players gathered around him, when Mark McGuire came up to shake his hand and put his head down to listen to what he had to say, that's what he asked him.
Gomez down on strikes.
That's more like it.
Nothing to smell. He just goes back to the dugout.
Ted kind of found it fascinating that you could foul a ball off and it would smell like burned wood.
Boy, a crowd of 33,479 as it turns out tonight. That must mean a huge walk-up.
You have to think Pudge had something to do with that walk-up.
I wonder if anybody tried for the doubleheader tonight. A little bit of Ranger baseball, a little bit of Paul McCartney down the road.
Oh, wow. I don't know.
Punto taking outside. Well, just as we saw Scott Baker kind of reach back for something extra, getting Murphy, getting Kinsler to get out of a jam in the bottom of the fifth. Millwood probably mindful that he's kind of nearing the end right now, about to throw his 110th pitch. Let's see what he's got in his satchel here for Nick Punto. On the corner at 91. So the Rangers will be outdrawn by Paul McCartney tonight, but not by much. They were expecting about 40,000 next door for that tonight.
Have you been inside that new arena?
Punto to center field, and Marlon Byrd couldn't get it. Punto going to slide his way back to first base after driving in a run. It's now 4-3. Yeah, I have been, and it's amazing.
It's got to be.
Also amazing, the Twins, every time they fall behind by a whole bunch, how they just come right back. And Nick Punto just continues to do whatever he wants to against the Rangers. It's incredible.
Well, the Twins have missed a couple of chances of their own. They've left 6 men on base. But that kind of evens things off because they've also had 6 hits and they're only 1 run away from the Rangers right now.
Down 5-0 yesterday to win. And tonight, from down 4-0 to at least cut it to 4-3. Boy, that bottom of the order has just been so tough for Minnesota. And Denard Span has not been a soft touch at the top of the order. He's been hit by a pitch and he's got a single tonight. Cranking this one into the corner. Punto coming around third, looking to tie this game. Minnesota has done it again.
I think Kevin's probably reached the point, 112 pitches, where there's just not much left in the tank. He's giving it all he's got right now, and velocity's pretty good. Not sure he's hitting the spot that he wants to hit. Looks like that's going to be it.
For 4 innings, he was real good. Had 3 1-2-3 innings. But then the 5th was a mess, and the 6th hasn't been any easier. And the Minnesota Twins have tied the game. Darren O'Day is summoned. We'll come back right after this. Introducing the all-new Fox Fantasy Football with more customizable features and new ways to play. Log on to foxsports.com on MSN. Join the next generation of fantasy football.
Yeah, the game tonight is pretty much a carbon copy of last night's game. Rangers get off to a 5-0 lead last night, 4-0 tonight, 5-1 last night, 4-1 tonight, and then the Twins coming back with big innings in the 6th to tie the game. They've got a man on second. We're not out of the 6th yet. Hopefully Darren can come in and shut the door right here.
ERA is finally just a smidgen over 2. It was taking a while for that to happen for O'Day. Great waiver claim from the New York Mets. Only 11 walks in his 46 games. Here's Cabrera. And the O'Day chants begin again at the ballpark. Although last time that started, Darren didn't get an out.
And he came in and walked a couple of guys, which is very unusual for him.
The unfortunate thing, I think, about the last couple of nights is it kind of gives rise, whether it's meaningful or not, that long-standing criticism, I guess you can say, that, yeah, you know, when the Rangers hit August and it gets to be 100 degrees, the pitchers just start to kind of melt away. That has not been the case in 2009. Cabrera sends it into center. Marlon Byrd charging, fielding, firing, towards home, and it got away from Pudge. It skipped to him, he couldn't hold it, and it's 5-4 Minnesota.
Well, that was a great play by Marlon. He charged that ball. He got a pretty good runner at second base and made a good throw. Everything happened at the same time. The ball got there, the runner got there. But you can't charge it and come up more aggressively with a good throw than Marlon did on that play. It short hop Pudge just a little bit, so it wasn't easy to catch it, and he had to contend with the knowledge that the runner was right there getting ready to slide. Good try by Marlon, though.
Now they're going to go ahead and walk Mauer. Can't say that you blame him for that. That run is charged to Millwood, so He's now on line to lose this game. The Rangers have plenty of time to rally. But boy, some 2-out damage after the strikeout of Carlos Gomez. Punto the single, Span the double, Cabrera a single. And that ball just got on Pudge so quick. If he had caught it cleanly, got a chance right there to tag the incoming runner. And a .381 hitter is put on. I'll go and try to face Jason Kubel instead. So for Millwood, 5 2/3 innings, 7 hits and 5 runs. And the walks really got him in trouble too. 3 of them last inning. Now O'Day to Kubel. And a strike. Millwood lasted 113 pitches tonight. He had thrown only 23 through 2 innings. We are seeing once again, though, what the Minnesota Twins do, and we saw this a bit with the Red Sox. These guys just don't swing unless it's the pitch they really want to swing at. A lot of deep counts, a lot of work on a hot night for the Ranger pitchers. Pudge will be among the hitters for the Rangers in the bottom of the 6th. Remember, he's 2 for 2 tonight. Right now, Minnesota's got a 5-4 lead.
On yesterday's game, they batted 10 batters, 5 hits and 4 runs in the 6th. This is the 9th batter, 4 runs, and they've got 5 hits as well.
Fly ball, shallow center. Andrews is back and he'll grab it for a second straight night, though. Minnesota with a 4-run 6th inning, leading by a run. and you can register at any North Texas Sonic restaurant. Well, the second straight night, Mr. Grieve, where the Rangers took a big early lead, and now they've got some work to do because Minnesota has rallied. It is 5-4. Scott Baker continues. He's at 99 pitches with this one.
And Baker's made some big pitches in the last couple of innings. Second and third, no outs. Man on third, 1 out. Pitched out of both jams.
Went around, said Dale Scott.
Rangers had a chance to chase him in the 4th inning. There was a guy up in the bullpen. Manship was up in the bullpen, but he retired 3 straight after Pudge had doubled.
On 0-2, Blaylock floats it to left field. Delman Young on the run. And Pudge Rodriguez coming up. He's already 2 for 2. Mutual Admiration Society right there. The two numbers 7, Mauer and Rodriguez. 10 years ago, Pudge was the MVP in the American League. Joe Mauer has a shot to be that in the American League this year. Pudge has said, all I want to do right now is win. And the backup role is okay by me. Brings a 13 Gold Gloves. He's a 14-time All-Star. Pudge 3 for 3 in his return. The tying man is on. We go to Jim Knox.
Okay, Josh, you got some fans in from Rio de Janeiro here to see Pudge Rodriguez. Joaquin, you love Pudge that much?
It feels good, Jan. All the way from Rio to see Pudge go right there.
Got the boards out there and everything. Got Pudge's fan club, I think, going.
We say welcome. We say thank you, Jim. And we point out that Pudge now is actually 5 for his last 5 in a Ranger uniform. Back in September of 2002, finished with a flourish with a double and a home run. 2 singles and a double tonight. And a chance for Elvis Andrus. Jose Mijares is ready in the Minnesota bullpen if and when they want to go there. Outside edge, 1-1. Well, actually, a lot more towards the middle of the plate, according to the tracker.
Sure didn't look like it. It didn't look like that pitch was right down the middle.
No, it didn't.
Pudge would have looked back if it was.
The Red Sox beat the Blue Jays 6-1. Beat up on Roy Halladay. Rangers trying to maintain a tie for the wild card.
Baker's thrown 114, 15, 116 pitches a few times this year. He's at 107 right now.
Missing in. Elvis, who's hit safely in 10 of his last 11 games. Pretty patient hitter, too, for a young kid. Very patient at that. 2 on for Bourbon. Maharis has been loosening out there for Minnesota.
Got Andrew Jones on the bench. And a lefty versus a lefty right here. See what Ron decides to do.
Bourbon's been a hot hitter. 10 for his last 15. But it will be lefty versus lefty if he doesn't go to the bench. 5-4 Minnesota. We'll be right back after this. Take the lead. Jose Maharis will take over, and looks like we're going to have the answer to whether or not Bourbon hits. Andrew Jones has just been announced instead as a pinch hitter for Bourbon. Ron Washington wants the veteran righty up there against the left-handed native Venezuelan Maharis. And since Bourbon is DHing tonight, that's a straight-up swap, right? Jones for Bourbon.
Yep. Andrew 1 for 6 as a pinch hitter so far this year. Great spot to make it 2 for 7.
A little bit of long ball would make Amy Wong of Fort Worth fairly happy. See Sonic Slam inning. Got Michael Young on deck. And fresh off the bench, a strike on the inside edge to Andrew Jones. The Rangers got 3 in the third, added 1 in the fourth. Remember, in the third inning, all 3 runs were already in, with Michael Young running at first base and nobody out. They couldn't get Michael in. They stranded a runner in scoring position in the fourth, stranded Marlon Byrd at third in the fifth. Now here's Jones trying to pick up 2 runners in the sixth. That hit the bat?
Must have, otherwise they'd be running. I was wondering the same thing. But when no one ran, must have hit right off the bottom of his bat.
Sure did.
3 times in 2 days for that one.
The Rangers with 9 hits. Again, that's 8 games in a row they've had at least that many. Longest stretch all year where they can say that. But for the first time in a long time, the pitching has wavered a little bit. The Twins rallying with 9 runs late yesterday. Tonight 1 in the 5th and 4 in the 6th to grab the lead.
This play by Mauer easily could have been second and third.
The one thing about Jones, we talk about this occasionally, is he has been statistically the most patient Rangers hitter. He's got the best ratio of walks to plate appearances. He has worked his count to 3-2. Boy, everything in Andrew. On the ground slowly to third. They turn it. 5-4-3 double play. The Rangers had the 2-on-1 out, go to the bench to bring on Andrew Jones, but it doesn't work out. 5-4. AT, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT, your world delivered. Time to stem the tide a little bit here. Minnesota has it in its collective mind that it can pretty much do what it wants to in innings 5 through about 8. That's what happened yesterday. We're now in the 7th inning tonight. And the Rangers coughing up a 4-0 lead. Minnesota with 1 in the 5th and 4 in the 6th. And the Rangers now, Darren O'Day on the mound, will have to face Michael Kadire. He started that uprising last inning with a double. Rolling, foul.
There are some fields where that will stay fair. One thing that happened to that ball is it hit the grass and then rolled back toward the left. Michael picked it up as soon as it was foul.
Millwood went 5 2/3 tonight. O'Day came on for him last inning. Now, big sweeping pitch that Kadire couldn't touch. Minnesota's been swinging the bat okay, even without Justin Morneau in the lineup. They came in tonight having homered in 11 straight games. They haven't run that to a 12 total since July of 2002. They got a chance to do that tonight. up there, and Pudge Rodriguez wearing that Ranger mask now, going to make the catch.
Pudge has done this a few times in his career. You'll notice how the catcher holds on to his mask until he knows right where the ball is and then throws his mask. If you throw your mask right off the bat and then the ball carries toward it, you may run right on top of your mask. That's why they do that.
Got enough to think about, right, when you're trying to follow the flight of that ball.
Yeah, you don't want to step on a mask. That probably would keep you from catching the ball.
Not for nothing. You ever step on a rake?
Step on a rake and have it come up and hit you?
Yeah.
No, I've never done that. I've seen it in cartoons a lot, but I've never done it.
I'm wondering if anybody's actually done that.
I don't know.
Funny as heck when it happened to Sideshow Bob about 11 times in a row on The Simpsons. But 1-1 the count to Creedy. That one popped back in the crowd. Big crowd tonight of close to 34,000. Same two teams tomorrow night, 7:05. Your last chance to see the Rangers for a while, unless you're going with them to Tampa Bay. Rangers go to Tampa Bay, New York, and Minnesota on the next road trip. Then they're back home August 31st against Toronto. That ball whacked in the left by Creedy. On the out-of-town scoreboard, Jared Weaver led the way as the Angels beat the Indians 3-0. And as of this particular moment, that puts the Rangers 6 back in the AL West. The Angels tonight only had 4 hits, but they found a way to win by 3. Grounded to third, needed that. 5, 4, 3, double play. 7th inning stretch in Arlington. And some good hitters coming up. Young, Hamilton, and Bird. 5-4 Minnesota. By 4 Minnesota, the Rangers coming up. And a bunch of good hitters here with Young, Hamilton, and Bird against Jose Majerus. The Rangers have had a couple of zeros the last 2 innings. Scott Baker doing most of the heavy lifting there. Here's your game summary. The first game back for Ivan Pudge Rodriguez. 3 for 3. But the Twins got that 4-run 6th inning, and it's 5-4. For now, 2 strikes to Michael Young.
Now Harris has got good stuff. He's got a good fastball, consistently right around 92 on our gun. A good changeup that Michael swung at on the first pitch, about 83 miles an hour. Good left-handed reliever.
Yeah, he is. He celebrated pretty demonstratively, too, when he got that double play from Andrew Jones to end the 6th.
Right fielder, Josh Hamilton.
Slider, so Michael saw all 3 pitches, all of them quality pitches. Changeup, fastball, slider.
Hamilton takes outside, and not for nothing, I know this is a close game and this is nonsense, but just real quick, you would not believe how many people have emailed claiming to have stepped on a rake.
Well,
apparently that's not something that never happens. Hamilton sends one deep to center, to the track, and caught by Gomez. Josh still with only a couple of home runs in his last 43 games, and it looked off the bat like that one had a shot.
Oh, it's a pretty good pitch to hit. It's a breaking ball right down the middle of the plate, and Josh hit it pretty good. Not good enough. Right to the warning track, about 400 feet away. Needed just a little bit more to get it out.
Strike to Marlon Byrd on the outside edge. You want to avoid having to face Joe Nathan in the 9th. Another one right on the outside edge. Nathan, the world-class closer for Minnesota. C.J. Wilson getting ready for the Rangers right now. Marlon with a double and a triple tonight off Scott Baker, and the one out that he had, it was a line drive.
Maharis in 370 minor league innings held opponents to a .212 batting average. Signed out of Venezuela as a young kid.
Well, the Twins bullpen the last several years really has been a strength. Remember, they used Dennis Reyes for a couple of years in this role.
Similar kind of stuff, really.
Similar builds, too.
Yeah, when Reyes was throwing well.
Been a down year overall for Ron Gardenhire's team, but boy, last year they came real close. One game playoff to determine things in the AL Central with Chicago. Remember, last year they lost Torrey Hunter and Johan Santana, and they improved. They began that year with very low expectations, but after 162 games last year, they were tied with Chicago.
Yeah, they did it with basically 5 young starting pitchers.
Maharis strikes out Byrd. And rough going for the Rangers the last few innings. On to the 8th. 5-4 Twins.
Josh, time for the progressive fan of the game. It has to go to Peyton out of Arlington because she is using her outside voice all game long. She's been yelling, "Go Rangers!" There you go. Congratulations, Peyton, progressive fan of the game. You've been watching baseball how long?
I was born in during the 2000 World Series and have been watching the Rangers ever since.
Way to go, Peyton. Here's your tote bag, the hat, the shirt. Congratulations. Keep using that outside voice, Josh.
Awesome. Thank you, Jim.
That is a true fan of the game right there. Never distinguish inside and outside. That's a good idea. If I ever go back to being a parent, I'm going to remember that.
Gomez hopping literally out of the way there as C.J. Wilson takes over. Hits are even 9 aside, but Minnesota's got a 5-4 lead here in the 8th.
Your kids ever use their outside voice inside? Do they?
Ground ball, second base for Kinsler. A nice, quick, easy inning will be a nice thing about which to report. Look at some numbers on C.J. Wilson, what he's done here at home. Beautiful. Hey, Nick Punto has made an out. He has. Was on base his first 3 times tonight. And earlier in this series, was on base 3 times on Monday. His only home run of the entire season was in this ballpark back in July. Now the Rangers, by the way, in the bottom of the 8th. How does this set up? Murphy, Kinsler, Blaylock. Then if somebody gets on, it's Pudge, who is 3 for 3 tonight. In there again, Denard Span. Another tough out tonight. 1 and 2 the count to him. Whoa! Pretty much everybody in the crowd wanted that one. Didn't get it. Von Kolpa's been pretty good though tonight. Let's see.
Pudge holds it right there for him to get a good look at, and his eyes are right on the ball, and the tracker verified his call. A little bit outside.
2-2 from CJ. Is fouled into the crowd. Yesterday the Red Sox and the Rays won, and of course the Angels won. Been a Xerox of that tonight. And here it is 5-4 Minnesota. Allen bounced up and hit Pudge on the bare hand, it looked like. Three-two pitch. Tagged. Knocked down by Kinsler. Too late to get Span. Boy, he almost held it too. A beautiful dive. It's the wrong guy running.
Span's a good hitter. He hits good pitching. He doesn't strike out a lot. He walks a little bit. His on base percentage is solid. He's had 3 hits tonight. He's also been hit by a pitch. His on base percentage is right around .390. So for a young kid coming up through their system, high draft choice, It's a good success for the scouting department and the player development department.
Took a while for him to really get it. Then it all kind of clicked, and yeah, he's been real good. Only Curtis Granderson scored more runs than Span did after last year's All-Star break. Hard hit to short. Andrews to Kinsler, and that's the inning. So now the Rangers trailing by a run. Send in Murphy, and then Kinsler, and then Blaylock, and then Pudge would be after that.
Rangers Live. If the show started right now, it would not be a happy show. But Mark McLemore will join me. We'll talk lots about Pudge Rodriguez, and I've got a sneaking suspicion, Josh and Tom. I guess this is sort of akin to making the call. I got a feeling we're going to be talking to Pudge Rodriguez about the game-winning hit tonight on Rangers Live.
Good call, John.
Thank you, Karnak. We will get back to you soon. The Rangers are indeed looking to rally, trailing 5-4. Gave up a 4-run sixth. Murphy 0 for 3 tonight. Tonight where Scott Baker pitched into the 6th inning. Jose Mojarez came on to get a double play that Andrew Jones hit into. And Mojarez pitched a real nice 7th as well. He begins the 8th. He's been throwing a lot of strikes. Creedy close to the line at third. Murphy pops it way up. And Joe Mauer heading back. And he's got it. The Rangers are now 1 for their last 9 at bats. Good look at Joe Mauer, the all-star catcher. I'm going to jump in and put in the call here for Kinsler, Tag.
All right. Couldn't come at a better time.
That's what I'm thinking.
He's had some good swings tonight.
He's also got 3 of the last 4 Ranger home runs over the last few games. Outside corner, strike 1. 6-game hitting streak for Kinsler. So check that Ranger box score. Powers it into the crowd. Now it's 0-2. Rangers made a roster move before the game with Eddie Guardado heading to the 15-day DL. They brought Willie Ayer back to the team. Willie has performed well out of the bullpen before. Got some knee inflammation slowing down Eddie Guardado. Kinsler with a bouncing ball to third.
Freedy hugging the line was right there. Early part of the game, might get it down the line. Freedy would have been playing more towards second base, but in a one-run game, he's guarding the line. So that ball was pretty close to being right down the line. Freedy didn't even have to backhand it. He was right in front of it.
Rangers haven't scored since the fourth inning. They led at that point 4-0. Blaylock fouls it back. Seattle beat Detroit tonight 3-1. That was Ian Snell pitching very well. And Justin Verlander, the losing pitcher, goes to 13-7.
Yeah, you don't expect Ian Snell to beat Justin Verlander in Detroit.
2 strikes to Blaylock. And boy, Maharis just been great. He's gotten 7 outs, having faced 6 batters, and he's 0-2 on Blaylock. Tonight, the Pudge Rodriguez has returned to the Ranger lineup. He's got a third of the team's hits, 3 out of 9. With a one play I'm sure he'd like to have back is another try at that ball that whistled in at him from Marlon Byrd. It took that tough hop. And I'm not sure if Pudge, had he caught it cleanly, would have been able to make that play on the incoming runner anyway. But as the ball skipped behind him, and not by much, that is when Minnesota took that 5-4 lead. How about the gold gloves in that shot? Pudge Rodriguez foreground, Jim Sundberg in the background. Nolan Ryan has had the pleasure of pitching it to Pudge. Working together as a battery before. Blaylock, a big rip, and down he goes. Pudge left on deck. Save him for the 9th. Twins 5, Rangers 4. And take care of business. Took care of Delvin Young. (5-4) Minnesota. The other all-star catcher to talk about is at the plate. Joe Mauer. He's got a 15-game hitting streak on the line right here. 0 for 2 with a couple of walks tonight. C.J. Wilson pitches him tough.
Yeah, C.J. had a nice 8th inning. He only threw about 10 pitches. 11 pitches, I guess it was.
On Mauer now goes down as he is behind in the count 1-2.
He hit that ball. You can see he's hit a number of balls off his front leg. He's got the little protector inside his left ankle, and that one looked like it came down and hit right on it.
It sets up right now for Joe Nathan to run out there for the Minnesota Twins for a second straight night. Try to close it out. 30 out of 33 in save opportunities. Mauer looping one left field. Murphy coming on. He's got it. And that hit streak just might die at 15 for Mauer. So now Tommy's only 33 for his last 66. He is sunk down
to 500?
Being a 500 hitter.
Wow. Slump.
Send him down. Jason Kubel 0 for 4. Kevin Millwood stands to get the loss in this game. He would drop to 9-8. Baker would win it and go to 11-7 if the Rangers can't tilt this back their way pretty soon. Pudge will lead it off in the bottom of the 9th. Elvis Andrews to follow, and Andrew Jones, the third scheduled hitter. Then it would be Young and Hamilton. A 5-0 lead did not stand up yesterday. It's been a 4-0 lead that got away tonight. And again, not to add to the gloom and doom, but the Angels have won tonight. The Red Sox have won tonight. Got him. CJ struck him out.
And CJ throwing a lot of quality strikes at 94 miles an hour, too. Looks good tonight. Number 5, right down the center square, but had a little bit of velocity on it. Kubel took it. 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts for Kubel. He's a .311 hitter.
Well, they've handled Mauer and Kubel and mostly Cabrera tonight. Cabrera's only got 1 hit. They've held Delman Young without a hit, but top of the order and bottom of the order been a problem. Denard Span on base 4 times. Nick Punto on base 3 times.
I think 2 of the at-bats that hurt Kevin the most, after he got Young to ground out to shortstop in the 5th, he walked Gomez and Punto. And even though they only scored 1 run in the 5th, he had to throw a lot of pitches. And I think that kind of set up the 6th inning. He pitches his normal way of pitching and gets Gomez and Punto. 6th inning doesn't occur the way it did, but it was one of those things. Kevin hadn't walked the batter until that point in time.
C.J. Wilson, great inning. Now the Rangers need to load it up in the bottom of the 9th. Pudge Rodriguez to lead it off when we come back. SportsSouthwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. By Progressive. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE. And by the Ford F-150. It's not just a pickup truck, it's a Ford F-150. The Rangers haven't scored since the fourth, and now they've got to get at least one against one of the best closers out there, Joe Nathan. The ovation is not for Nathan. It's for the guy who's going to lead off. That is Pudge Rodriguez. A 163 opponent's batting average. And he did pitch yesterday, closing out a 9-6 Minnesota comeback win. And old number 7 is 3 for 3 tonight.
Nathan has a really good assortment of pitches for a closer. A lot of times you see a closer with one dominant pitch and maybe another pitch to go along with it. Nathan has a solid fastball, hard slider. That was a good curveball that he just threw for a strike.
Slowly hit up near third, right at the line for Creedy. Off balance throw, got him. So now Pudge 3 for 4, and Elvis Andrus will try to get on base. Minnesota just doesn't make a lot of mistakes. They got Joe Creedy into the mix from Chicago because they wanted a good glove man at third. And he guards the line again. Elvis Andrus, the batter. Strike one. The only Ranger on the active roster with a home run against Nathan is Josh Hamilton. He is due 5th in the inning. The 4-run 6th for Minnesota. They have one of those yesterday, too. That one's down and all the way back to the screen. There's been some nice patient at-bats for Andrus tonight. Included in that a walk his last time up.
Well, he's had a couple of really good at-bats. He also had a hit and run in the 3-run third. After Pudge had singled, his hit and run made it first and third and nobody out.
Wow, Elvis kind of leaned out of the way, and it was called strike 2.
And a slider on the inside corner. Almost on the inside corner.
So instead of 3-1, 2-2. And now strike 3. The Rangers have only one hit, a single from Pudge, since Bird's triple in the 5th. And that's the thing about tonight, I think, Tag. In the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings, the Rangers had a runner in scoring position with 1 out and did not score.
In the one inning, it was 2nd and 3rd and nobody out. 1st and 3rd and 1 out in another inning. So in both those innings, a fly ball could have scored a run.
Andruw Jones. He was induced to hit into a double play in that 6th inning. Pinch hitting for Bourbon. On the corner, 1-1. Rangers live after the game, don't forget. Down the line, foul. The Rangers lost 2 out of 3 when the Twins came in here last month. They're in danger of doing the same thing again, though tomorrow it becomes a 4-game series with Derek Holland on the mound. And the Rangers hit the road for a while. The 1-2 pitch is popped foul, and we'll do it again. Remember, 3 of the first 4 innings tonight, Kevin Millwood got through at 1-2-3. But an exhausting 5th might have led to his unraveling in the 6th. Been 5-4 ever since then. Did he go? They want an appeal.
I thought it was a foul ball. That was a foul ball that went in the dirt. Mauer caught it, but Mauer caught it, but it bounced.
And Andrew was pointing at the dirt just to illustrate the point. 2-2 with 2 out. Michael Young hoping to bat next. He might have a shot. 3-2. Andrew Jones did not swing. Now, wasn't it 3-2? Andrew's still standing up there.
The scoreboard had it 3-2, but it must not have been 3-2.
Who's got the official count here? Ron Gardenhire still yelling.
He thinks he swung at it, but the official count's the umpire. Ball was outside, way outside. The Gardenhire said, well, if he didn't swing, was it a strike anyway? The umpire said, no, it's outside, way outside. Not really way outside, but toward the outside. That was close all the way around.
So now it is 3-2.
Bit off the end of the bat, got out in front of it.
Wow, rifled it down there. More than a whisker upon further review, but boy, what a jolt.
Could have been like a giant sloth or something like that.
All right, either straighten it out or ball 4 would be fine too. Instead it is strike 3. Michael Young is stranded on deck. Minnesota rallies again. From down 4-0 tonight to win 5-4. And the Rangers fall 1 game back in the pursuit of the wild card. They're standing by on the set of Rangers Live. We'll take you there right now.